Hey everyone, Booker here, and today we're going to be talking about some Battlefield 6 stuff that's coming up recently. If you haven't been paying attention, Battlefield 6 had a large reveal event on July 31st with a bunch of streamers going over some multiplayer gameplay and a bunch of other stuff concerning the campaign and a new BR mode coming out. Just a little hint for that. But with the gameplay that we got to see, it looks really good and it looks like it's going to be a solid game come release. But there are some things that the Battlefield community has brought up as issues that they wish to see fixed going forward. And today we're going to be talking about the server browser as one of those issues. Now, if you're new to the series, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 all have server browsers in them in addition to Quick Match. You might not have noticed that. But the reason why people like to use server browser is due to the fact that it allows them to go ahead and customize their experience the way they want to play. For example, there's a couple of maps in Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 that I just absolutely hate playing. So in order to not play those maps, I might go ahead and decide to look for a server that doesn't have those in rotation. Or if I want to have like a larger, longer game of Conquest, I can go ahead and look for that instead of having to play on the official servers as well. Another reason why a server browser is really important is for low population regions like Oceania. In Oceania, the games tend to pop off for a couple of months or maybe like half a year or so, but then after that, when people are ready to go play new games with like no releases and everything coming out like that, it gets incredibly hard to find an official quick match server. So that's when the server browser comes in, so you're able to easily search out for servers to join and everything like that too. Fostering a community is also really important as to why people want a server browser. For big clans or even big streamers that have a large following, they might go ahead and make a server to play with their friends or people in their community so that they can just all have fun together. Me personally, I don't really do it that much. I just like to play games and everything like that. But some people have formed very strong bonds with people from Battlefield by playing on the same servers, or have formed rivalries and everything, and made themselves better players by staying on the servers to try and one up people or something like that. So with all that being said, one of the producers for Battlefield 6, Alexa Christofi, put out a tweet saying, "I'm going to talk about our server browser later today, but first I want to understand everyone's reasons for wanting a server browser so I can make sure I explain what we're doing effectively. What is it about a server browser that's important to you lot?" After about 2 hours of leaving the tweet up, she got a bunch of replies, and here's what she came up with. She said, "Feels like your most important things are persistent servers, a sense of community and a way to play together, being able to access specific maps/modes, being able to filter by ping server fullness, support for lower population regions. More to share in the future, but I think our server browser solution answers all these wants. Yes, it's via portal and shows community experiences, but these can award full XP, will be front and center in our main menu, not hidden, and will allow you to filter and search for specific things you want. Again, more to share on this in the future, but seeing all of your replies, I think what we have caters to the majority of use cases. We can talk more about if/why it feels like it's not enough at a later date." Now, this might not have been a reply that a lot of people wanted to hear, but that at least gives us a good insight on what the producers and developers think that Portal 2 will be able to do for us as opposed to Portal 1 that was debuted in 2042. A lot of people are afraid that the portal mode is going to turn into something similar to 2042, which just has like a bunch of, Ukraine/Afghani war simulator, or, just, hey, come here and farm bots and, get all the XP attachments, blah, 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 blah. But I think what we saw in the reveal trailer for Portal gives us a little bit more freedom and less restrictions on what we can and can't use this mode for this time around. I'm pretty sure if you want to just have your own, portal server that's just vanilla rules and vanilla server rules and everything like that, and with a couple of maps that you don't want to play, that's more than easily can be done, considering it can already be done in the regular 2042 portal as well. I guess in order to see the full capability of Portal 2.0, we're just going to have to wait and see. Hopefully it lives up to the community's expectations, because they actually went ahead and made a lot of backend changes as opposed to Portal 1.0, then I can see this being a very suitable replacement to the server browser. I mean, you can have your custom modes with like the stuff they were showing off, like the like the Frogger or like the flying through hoops and stuff like that, and then you can also just have your standard custom servers with base rule sets changed and all that stuff as well. I think we can have the best of both worlds, and I'm really hoping that DICE goes ahead and pulls out and delivers here, but we'll just have to wait and see. As for my thoughts on server browser, me personally, I haven't really used server browser in like a very a long time. I have gotten very accustomed to just going ahead and hitting quick match because I usually play with a squad. And if you have ever played with a squad and you've tried to get a squad in Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, you know that the server browser can be kind of jank, and which is one of the reasons why I'm not, too upset about it not being a first and foremost priority. If you're wondering what I mean by jank, I mean like people not being able to join servers, people being put in the cube, people being on different teams even though you queued up together, things of that nature. And then on top of that, I'm not really one for a lot of the admins, having all these different types of roles and everything like that too. I remember vividly playing Battlefield 4 and then joining a server where it'd be like, no RPG, no stinger, no shotgun, no I'm a, pro and blah 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 blah. And if you didn't do any of that, then you'd probably end up getting kicked or something like that. Which, if that's what you want in your server, then go ahead. But for me, I just want to hit, Conquest 64 and go on and play the game. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I want to do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for the server browser situation here on Battlefield 6. If there's any other, updates before the open beta, then I'll go ahead and make a follow-up video, but I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're just going to be able to play what the live streamers had at the reveal event and everything. But when there is an update, I'll probably go ahead and post a follow-up at that point in time. I do plan to go ahead and get a lot of Battlefield 6 gameplay. I'm going to post it onto the channel, and I'm also thinking of making a video in terms of how to become a better infantry player if you're new to the Battlefield series and such like that. If you like the content, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Okay, love you, bye.